As you choose a star, imagine that this star represents your world with you in the center. When you get your star, take your pen and put your name there in the center of your star. Then, as Brenda plays her beautiful music, decorate your star with little drawings of whatever has meaning to you. Words, phrases, flowers, your pets, items that matter to you, words that represent your hopes and your dreams, books, music, food, travel, things that bring you joy and give your life worth and meaning. When you are finished, take a moment to reflect and let the music wash through you as we remember out of the stars we have come, even as we ourselves are stars. In the 19th century, our Unitarian forefather Theodore Parker preached his belief that the arc of the universe is long, and the work of its people could lead us ever closer to the justice our hearts yearn toward. In the 20th century, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King brought Parker's teachings forward, saying, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." Each year here at River of Grass, starting on MLK Sunday, which was last Sunday, we share a series of services trying to go deeper into that teaching, searching out our part in bending that arc ever closer to justice in our lifetime. Our series this year draws from teachings by the Reverends Nancy Bowen and Mike Moran called The Five Jagged Rocks of Unitarian Universalism. Now, these five jagged rocks are drawn from another Unitarian theologian's work, the Reverend James Luther Adams, who taught it as the five smooth stones of Unitarian Universalism. But the Reverends Moran and Bowen found that their experience living this faith made those stones harder to live than expected. And so from the five smooth stones, they derived the five jagged rocks. Last week we considered the first of these, that truth continues to be revealed, that revelation is not sealed. This morning we take up the second jagged rock of Unitarian Universalism that teaches that all souls are sacred and worthy. Now, you may recognize this as a central tenet of our teachings, one of our principles, articulating the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And to be sure, we celebrate the sacredness, the worth and dignity of everyone here. Chances are good that you yourself may even have first come through these doors, yearning toward a place where you might feel sacred and worthy. I know I did. Especially considering how many of us came from traditions and a world itself that repeatedly tries to tell us that we are not sacred and worthy as we are. It happened to me, and maybe it happened to you. So if this growing awareness that all souls are sacred and worthy, if it's something that we longed for, if it's something that we find comfort and relief in, and are so grateful to have found on our sojourn on this earth, what in the world makes it a jagged rock? What makes it so hard? Well, turns out all souls means all souls. Not just mine, and not just yours, but also those we would rather not encounter at all. Also those who cause us pain, again and again and again. Also those who make us wonder what this world is coming to after all. Also those who tempt us to give up on the heart of humanity altogether. Those souls, too, are sacred and worthy. Those souls whose experience differs from ours. We find it's hard to imagine what their lives might be like, what it is to be them day in and day out. And this could be virtually anybody whose life is different from yours, whose life is different from mine. But this morning we are going to take a particular journey into the aspects of a particular group of people that you know in your life, I am certain, in your daily walk and in this room, right here at River of Grass. Now, when we risk entering into another's experience or go deeper into our own, sometimes emotions may come to the surface unexpectedly. This is normal, and we know it, and we are paying attention and watching out for you as we take this journey.
Remember the star that you decorated during our interlude? We're going to add to that now, so get your star and your pen ready. Imagine that this star represents your world, with you in the center, and those things or people most important to you at each point of the star. You've written your name at the center and decorated it with things that matter to you. Now, we're going to write something in each point of the star. So if you don't have room in the points that you decorated, turn your star over and use the other side. And the top point, I want you to choose a friend who is very close to you. Someone that you care about very much, a best friend or a close friend, it doesn't matter. And write their name on the top point of the star. Next, I want you to think of a community that you belong to. It could be a religious community, it could be your neighborhood, an organization, a student or professional group, or just a group of friends. Take the name of that group that you're part of and write it on the next point of the star going clockwise. Now think of a specific family member, someone that you have always turned to for advice, or maybe knows how to cheer you up when you're sad. A mother, father, aunt, or grandparent, any family member who has made a large impact in your life. Write their name on the next point of the star. What job or career would you most like to have, if you could have any? It could be anything from president to dentist to actor to musician. Whatever your career aspiration is, write it on the next point. And lastly, what are some of your hopes and dreams? Maybe you want to be a millionaire, start a family, travel the world, give time to charitable causes. Think of some hopes and dreams that you have and write them down on the last point of your star. Now we're all going to participate in the activity that follows, but I do need some volunteers to come up to the front with your stars. So if you're willing, I need 5 people who have red stars to come up to the front, if you're willing to come up. Got 3. Anybody else with a red star that's willing to come up? Just stand at the front, face the congregation. I need 3 with pink stars who are willing to come up. If you have a pink star, I'd like to have 3 of you come up. If you have a yellow star, I need 2 of you. And if you have a blue star, I need 2 of you. And you can come to the center. It's fine, you don't have to be over on the edges. If you could all move kind of to the center here as a little group, that would be wonderful. Okay, thank you for participating. Now all of you who are sitting, you're also going to do the activity. You're just going to do it sitting where you are. Each person, each one of you, is now gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, intersex, or queer. Every one of you. And you're about to begin your coming out process. You cannot talk for the rest of the activity. So you decide that it will be easiest for you to come out to a friend first, since they have always been there for you in the past and you feel that they need to know. If you have a blue star, your friend has no problem with it. They have suspected it for some time now, and thank you for being honest with them. Luckily, they act no different toward you and accept you for who you are. If you have a pink or a yellow star, your friend is kind of hesitant, a little irritated that you waited so long to tell them, but you're confident that soon they will understand that being LGBTQI is just a part of who you are. You just need to give them some time. If you have a pink or yellow star, fold back the point of your star that has your friend's name. If you have a red star, you're met with anger and disgust. This friend who has been by your side in the past tells you that being LGBTQI is wrong, and they can't associate with you anymore. If you have a red star, please tear off this point and drop it to the ground. This friend is no longer a part of your life. With most of you having such good luck with your friends, you decide that your family probably deserves to know. So you turn to your closest family member first, so that would be a little easier. If you have a yellow star, the conversation doesn't go exactly how you planned. They ask how this could have happened. But after some lengthy discussion, this person who is close to you seems a little more at ease with it. Fold back this point of your star, if it's yellow, as they will be an ally, but only with time. If you have a blue star, you are embraced by this family member. They are proud that you have decided to come out and promise they will always be there to support you. If you have a pink or red star, your family member rejects the thought of being related to a person who is LGBTQI. Much like some of your friends, they're disgusted, and some of you are thrown out of your house or even disowned. You are now part of the 42% of the homeless youth who identify as LGBTQI. If you have a pink or red star, please tear off this point and drop it to the ground. Having told your friends and family, the wheels have started to turn, and so members of your community begin to become aware of your sexual orientation. If you have a yellow or blue star, your sexual orientation is accepted by your community. They continue to embrace you like anyone else, and together you celebrate the growing diversity in your community. If you have a pink star, you're met with a mixed response. Some accept you, and some don't know what to think. You remain a part of the community, and with time, will fit in as you once did. If you have a pink star, please fold back this point. If you have a red star, your community reacts with hatred. They tell you that someone like you doesn't belong in their community. Those who had supported you in your times of need no longer speak to you or acknowledge you. If you have a red star, tear this point off and drop it to the ground. You've heard that rumors have started circulating at work regarding your sexual orientation. In the past, you've made it a point to confront these rumors as soon as they began, but now you're not sure if that will do more harm than good. But unfortunately, you don't have the chance. If you have a blue star, your coworkers begin to approach you and let you know that they have heard the rumors and that they don't care. They will support you. Your bosses react the same way, letting you know you do good work and that's all that matters. If you have a yellow star, your workplace has become quite interesting. Everyone seems to think that you are LGBTQI, even though you haven't mentioned it to anyone or confirmed any of the rumors. Some people speak to you less, but the environment has not seemed to change too drastically. If you have a yellow star, fold back this point. If you have a red or pink star, you continue to work as though nothing is happening, ignoring the rumors that have spread throughout your workplace. One day you come in and find that your office has been packed up. Your boss calls you into their office and they explain to you that you're being fired. When you ask why, they tell you that lately your work has been less than satisfactory and they had to make some cutbacks in your area. If you have a red or pink star, please tear off this point and let it drop to the ground. Now your future lies ahead of you as a gay man, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or intersex person or queer. Your hopes and dreams, your wishes for the perfect life. For some of you, these are all that remain. If you have a yellow, blue, or pink star, these hopes and dreams are what keep you going. Most of you have been met with some sort of rejection during your coming out process, but you've managed to continue to live a happy and healthy life. Your personal hopes and dreams become a reality. If you have a red star, you fall into despair. You've been met with rejection after rejection, and you find it impossible to accomplish your lifelong goals without the support and love of your friends and family. You become depressed and with nowhere else to turn. Many of you begin to abuse drugs or alcohol. You have thoughts where you feel that your life is no longer worth living. If you have a red star, please tear it up and drop the pieces to the ground. You are now aware that 40% of all suicide victims identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, queer, intersex, transgender. Let's breathe together for a minute now and reflect. What are your reactions to this exercise? What are you feeling? For people with red stars, what was it like to experience rejection again and again and again? You with pink, blue, or yellow stars, how do you feel? And if you looked around, how did it feel to see the community as a whole going through some of the challenges and rejections?
Most LGBTQI people must risk the things they value most for the merest chance to be who they really are in this world, honestly and authentically. The scenarios that we shared in the last few moments are not far-fetched. They're common. They're happening today. We're grateful this morning for the risks you took to enter into the reality of lives you may have never considered a whole lot, or deeper into your friends' and family's experience, or deeper into your own here with us in this beloved community where we dare to see and be seen. Now consider this. How this red paper on the floor is getting me. Consider this. Every single person that you meet, every single day, has something, some truth about themselves that they fear will cost them the things that matter to them, the people that they love the most. If anyone knew. Something they fear might cost them you. Every single person you meet, including the ones you find the hardest to love, whose souls you find hardest to hold sacred and worthy. Perhaps the ones that we find least lovable in any given moment, at their least lovable moment. We would do well to consider the possibility that they may have just had to tear off the last point of their star. And still their souls are worthy and sacred, as is mine, as is yours. Every single one. This is the second jagged rock of Unitarian Universalism.